Before you judge the monster, you must first understand how he walked among us. 40 years. 93 victims. And no one saw him coming. Tonight, we pull back the darkness on a man who hid in plain sight, a drifter who slipped through cities, police departments, and entire states without leaving a trace, except for the lives he ended. This is not just another true crime story. This is the story of a predator who remembered every face. And a justice system that forgot far too many. Welcome to Behold the Monster, confronting America's most prolific serial killer.
I remember every face, where they were, what they wore, the way the fear made them small, the words they tried to bargain with, and how, when it was over, I left them behind.
For nearly 40 years, he moved like smoke between towns. No one ever really saw him. He'd share a laugh, trade a story, and be on his way before anyone remembered his name. Cops passed him on.
No one knew that behind his quiet smile was a predator, responsible for more murders than any in American history. This is the story of the monster who hid in plain sight.
And the investigators who finally forced him into the light.
His name was Samuel Little. Born in 1940, Georgia. Violence and abandonment shaped him. Petty crime became survival. And for decades, he drifted through America, watching, waiting, while no one...
Adulthood changed him. He wasn't just chasing money anymore. He was chasing victims. Women no one would miss. Women no one would look for.
From coast to coast, he drifted through the night. Interstates, back roads, neon signs flickering in the rain. No one saw the pattern until it was too late. A predator in motion, the untold crime.
Police saw patterns, but never the same puzzle. Victims mislabeled, some vanished without names. He moved between counties like a shadow, always ahead of the evidence. They called him.
In 2012, Los Angeles detectives reopened a forgotten set of murders. Advances in DNA finally caught up with him. Evidence linked Samuel Little to 3 women he'd killed in the 1980s. For the first...
You hear that?
It's coming from the wall.
You thought you knew the story. You were looking at the surface, but it's bigger than any of us, and it's been hiding right behind the paint.
Little's confessions reopened more than cases. For families who had waited a lifetime for answers, his words were confirmation of the nightmare they always feared.
Over months of interviews, I told him everything, one by one, 93, more than any other killer in American history.
I remember every one of them. The red hoodie in the alley, the tailor and his soft hands, the woman who wouldn't run in the yellow coat, where they stood, how they begged, and how I left.
Generation. His memory was disturbingly accurate. So precise that investigators used his drawings, his details, and his stories to identify.
Photographs, sketches, a note about a silver anklet left in the mud. Every detail is a sentence in a story.
They were more than headlines. They laughed, they worked, they loved, and in a moment of cruelty, they were taken. Their families remember. Their faces remain. When we speak their name...
Even now, investigators across the country still piece together the full scope of Little's crimes. Decades later, the clues keep surfacing. Some cases remain unsolved.
Some drawings remain unidentified. Every year, new connections are discovered, confirming that the monster was far more widespread than anyone imagined. From frontier photographs to cave walls...
Samuel Little was called the most prolific serial killer in U.S. history. In 2020, at 80, he died in a California prison hospital. With his last breath, he...
The most vulnerable among us are the easiest to overlook and the easiest to prey upon. Their lives can vanish without a trace, like they were never here. But when we choose to see them, to protect them, we tell them...
Samuel Little was one man, one drifter, one forgotten figure moving through forgotten places. Yet his path carved a trail of devastation that spanned an entire nation. The trail of Sam...
This is not just the story of a serial killer. It's the lesson of victims overlooked, investigations left fragmented, and a system blind to a predator who stayed invisible and...
For nearly 40 years, people have looked for the things that hunt in the dark. But monsters don't always wait for nightfall. Sometimes they walk among us, in the checkout line. On
Behold the Monster, the untold crimes of America's most prolific serial killer.
Think you know how many there were? You don't.
The truth hid in plain sight for decades. Behold.
You're watching Behind the Crime, where real stories leave no stone unturned. Hit like, drop a comment, and subscribe for more true crime mysteries. Stay curious, stay calm.